Hi, this is Rowan Loveland, and I'm going to tell you about the Khan Academy, and specifically how to use the Khan Academy curriculum to teach math in secondary schools. Before I start on that, though, I'm going to say that I'm a huge fan of the Khan Academy. I really think that this type of online learning is actually going to totally change the way that we teach for the better in the future. And the reason that I think this is because how the Khan Academy works and massively open online courses, aka MOOCs and so on, is what the students do is they watch short lectures online that they can pause and rewind anytime they want to, and then they do practice problems also online and take quizzes, and all of this is online. And I think that this solves one of the most important problems that we run into as teachers, and that is the pacing problem, where you can't teach a class at a pace that will work well for everyone at the same time, simply because of the fact that some people learn faster and some people learn slower. And in math in particular, this is a really big deal because of the fact that if you go too slowly, then your fast learners get bored and then their minds wander and they stop paying attention. And likewise, if you go too fast, then your slower learners can't keep up and then they start to lose pieces of it. And then either way, if you have someone who didn't get some piece, then since math is cumulative, this means that down the line they're going to run into trouble. And this is often why a lot of people conclude that they are bad at math, is because of the fact that they couldn't actually learn it at their own pace. And the way an online thing like this works is you can apply it, you can use it in the classroom where you have the students working at their own pace through these modules in the classroom, and the teacher goes from lecturing up at the front to instead circulating among the students, helping them on a one-on-one basis to solve the problems. And I think that this eliminates boredom in the classroom potentially. It also makes it so that the teacher can work one-on-one with students, and it also provides you with really excellent metrics for figuring out who is where and who's having trouble with what. And so I'm a huge fan of this type of thing. So anyway, I'm going to run briefly through how you sign up for the Khan Academy and then show you a little bit of it in action. And so I've already signed up for an account on Khan Academy, but they have a guide for teachers and students, but primarily teachers, about how to sign up. And so the way that you sign up is you go to their main page, khanacademy.org, and you click that you're a teacher, and then you enter your email. It could be a school email address, or I just used my Gmail account. And then having done that, you can add students in by typing in their names, and then name a class. And so this might be 10th grade math, period 2, for example, or whatever. And then there are a couple of different ways to add students to it. The main recommended way to add students is to go ahead and add their emails, at which point they will get an email invitation. There are a couple of other ways to do it, sharing class codes, or they don't have to have an email. But in general, if they've got an email, then that's the easiest way to do it. Then after that, you simply make sure that your account is a teacher account. They sometimes also call that a coach. And then you're pretty much off to the races. You can choose a new class to set up another class, and you can also add students to existing classes. And so anyway, and then your students will also receive emails which tell them how to go ahead and add the class. And so I'll give a little bit of a brief demonstration of how this works. So here on their main screen, I've already signed up, and so I'm just going to hit sign in. It'll ask me, in this case, I'm just going to go ahead and log in using my Google account. And it'll bring me back to my main screen here, where I currently have two classes set up. I have a 6th period high school statistics class and a Math 101 early math class set up. And in both cases, since I don't have any actual students, I've listed myself as a student. And so for either of these classes, you can go ahead and manage students, for instance. And so what this will do is it will tell you that I'm a coach, here's my coach ID, and then I have a whopping 1 student myself. You'll also see over here on the right-hand side, there's a way to add new students. What's also really powerful is there's a way to monitor student progress, and so you can get excellent metrics on who's made what kind of progress. In my case, in my Math 101, I haven't done much of it so far, and so I'm the only student, my one student, and I've only completed somewhere between 10 and 20% of the class so far. If I scroll down, though, I can also see that here, once again, a list of student names, and I can see people who are struggling with skills in this class, the number of mastered skills that someone has done, and then also how much time they've actually spent on it. And so this, as I say, only shows one student because that's all I've got in this class for me, but you can easily, with a regular class, see that information for all of the students. And then likewise, you can also access information about what they're doing in a variety of other ways. They have a grid here which shows, for instance, which skills they're working on and where they've gotten to with them, and also when activities took place during normal school hours or outside of school hours, how many problems I attempted, and so on. And so you can really zoom in on a student if they're having trouble and figure it out. And so anyway, that's what it looks like from the teacher's side. From the student side, I can go ahead and I'm in my statistics class here, for instance, as a student, and so it asks questions. So this, for instance, is drag the dots to particular coordinate points here. Let's see, 8, -5 is going to be down here, right there. 3.5 and 0 is going to be about here, and -6, -4 is going to be here. And so when I can check my answer, it says I've got the correct answer. Click on to the next question, and then it's asking me for the square root of 25. In that case, that's 5, of course. So anyway, you can go on through there, and this is, in this case, this is a mastery test to see whether I've got this. What's really cool is that I can also watch a video, and so if I get stuck, then I can see, for instance, the introduction to square roots. And so
if you're watching a movie and someone is
Sal
attempting
Khan.
to do fancy mathematics on a chalkboard, you'll almost always see a symbol
you
that
can't
looks
hear
like
what he's saying,
radical
but in this
symbol.
case, he's explaining
And this is
how to go
used.
ahead
This is
and
used
calculate
the
square
square
roots.
root, and we'll see other types of
And
roots
so
as well.
what's
But your
beautiful
question
about
is, well, what
this
does this
you can
thing
go ahead
actually
and
mean?
stop and rewind if you need to, if you miss something, or simply watch it again if you need to pick something up. And so I think this is an incredibly powerful part of teaching, of how to make teaching better for nearly all students. And so anyway, I hope you enjoyed this presentation of how to use the Khan Academy. It's free. They have hundreds of courses at this point over a huge variety of subjects. And I genuinely think that this is going to really positively impact how we teach in the future. Thank you for watching, and that's all for now.